What's up YouTube? So you know I like to do my little firmware update videos, and the Fimi Palm 2, can you see it in the shot? We're wide enough, 20mm. The Fimi Palm 2 has just had a firmware update, 1130, so I thought what the hell, let's test this bad boy out, right? I got nothing else to do with my life. So 1130 firmware update on the Fimi Palm 2. So I actually had to contact Fimi Palm support and ask them what the actual change was, because you know how vague they are on these things. Well, they became more vague. So this is what they told me they fixed in 1130 firmware. It solved some black screen bugs. That's it, that's the sentence they gave me for the first thing. It solved some black screen bugs, so I assume that's like black screen of death, kind of blue screen of death on a computer screen. You might have gotten one of those before. Maybe the thing was just going black. I didn't know there were black screen bugs, but if I heard, I wouldn't want black screen bugs, so I'm glad they fixed that. Happy for that, okay? Whatever that means. We don't know how we're going to test that, but I assume it just means the thing went black. I never experienced that, but anyway, moving on. The next one, detection of the microphone when the Fimi Palm is out of power. Again, I never noticed that was an issue when it was out of power. I noticed that generally, like sometimes you'd plug in the mic and it would say mic connect, mic disconnect, and it's like, what is it? Is it connected or is it disconnected? Oh well, let's just record the video and see. But if they fix something, then maybe we can just plug it in while recording and it'll just carry on recording. But we'll test these things out on young Fimi Palm over there. So let's get started. Hit this bad boy, record. Let's hope for the best. Now, tracking, always brilliant, but we'll get to that now. Let me just bring up the old firmware version. There's a guy, he has no hope in life. He's on the old firmware, he's 1129. We're on 1130, so we should be miles better, unless the light might have gotten worse. So maybe it's worse than this one, which had slightly better light. That was a half an hour ago. It took me a half an hour to actually change the firmware. So is it better? Is the tracking? I didn't test the tracking, but the tracking is really good on this camera. And I tell you what, if you need to do any kind of woodworking in your shop or something, this is the camera you need to get. You just need a lot of light. You need tons of light, because otherwise it's going to look mucky. But Mr. Reliable over there, which has terrible tracking, compared to this company with 5 employees, DJI with your $100 million bank balance for this thing couldn't even get your tracking right. What the hell? And I'll prove it. I mean, it is better. Tracking's on. Tracking's on. Tracking's confused. Damn you, DJI. We'll just leave tracking off for now because you can't cope. But look at this, it just snaps back. It just continuously scans for faces, and that's what's brilliant about the system. And for the price, there's a lot of quirks and it's not that reliable, but it does that well. You've got to say it. And it's got an external mic. So I've plugged this in now. I've got the RODE Wireless GO level set to low, so I'm hoping this is actually going to work. So I've got it on low. Is the sound okay? Let's put it one higher. That's mid-level, the mid-level on the RODE Wireless GO. It should be a little bit, you know, similar but more distorted. If we go to high, your ears are bleeding at the moment, I think. What the hell, let's leave it on medium. I hope the sound is going to be working, because it's going to be a pain in the ass to record this again. But that tracking is amazing. I mean, you can do some wireless stuff. If you had like a shop or something, you were talking about something, you could do this with this camera. You just need tons of light. And then you come down, and the tracking works. You said, look at this mess. This is a huge mess that attracts rats into the garden in the neighborhood. We need to fix this up. And then you could eloquently get up again, and it still works. Fantastic. Just incredible stuff from a little $200. It's still tracking, which is amazing. Just switch between that and that. Back to the Fimi Palm 2. This is the 2. Back to the DJI Pocket 2. And it's still tracking. That's pretty damn impressive. Okay, DJI, you can't do that. I've mentioned that already. I'll stop saying that. But how is that? Is that any, you know, I mean, we don't know how to test the black screen issue. I don't see that. And I mean, the microphone, I hope it actually worked when I plug it in. I really hope so, because I don't want to record this video again. But it's gone 4 minutes and 31 seconds without actually switching off. It's still tracking. I haven't touched the screen once. And I'm not getting the low speed grade card error because I'm shooting in fine and not super fine. I wonder if they fixed that. Let's test that. We stop it. Let's go and put the picture quality on super fine. Color, we're on natural. HDR, why not? Let's put HDR on. HDR mode on the Fimi Palm 2. Is this any better? We'll put up the previous video just next to me that I was just talking about. That's non-HDR mode. Is the recording going to go past 10 seconds? That's the question. This is super fine. Is the super fine better quality? And it seems to still be recording. Maybe they fixed that bug. There we go, they did fix something. Superfine is still recording. Anyway, this was just a quick test to see if these camera companies are improving, because I do like to do affordable cameras on this channel, because it's more attainable for most people to buy a cheap camera than it is, you know, the things that I've bought in my life, which are just crazy expensive, and you start paying them off for decades. Your children are paying them off, that's how bad it is. But anyway, this thing's cheap, $200. What do you guys think? Should you invest in the Fimi Palm? It's getting there, it's getting good, I think. The colors are pretty good. I mean, I can't stake my channel name on this thing, but it's not too bad, to be honest. Low light, terrible. Don't take this thing out at night, you'll break your heart. But daylight like today, you know, and it's 5 o'clock, it's getting dark, the sun's gone down, so it looks pretty good. Leave a comment, what do you think? Fimi Palm 1130 firmware update. Is this good? Is it good?